Hello, everyone. I'd like to give a warm welcome to all of you out there. As you know, my name is Renee, and I'm thankful that you've come to learn more about your health. Believe it or not, God really does care about your health. Last year, just about anywhere you look, sickness and disease were on the rise. In the United States, someone had a heart attack every 40 seconds. 1.4 million Americans were diagnosed with diabetes every year, and 1 in 2 people will get cancer in their lifetime. It was estimated that there would be 1,958,310 new cancer cases diagnosed and 609,820 cancer deaths in the United States in 2023. That's just last year. There was also a rise in the number of strokes per year, gastrointestinal problems, arthritic conditions, lupus, lung conditions, multiple sclerosis, and a host of many other diseases. The question is, why? Well, many people believe that God is to blame, but is that the case? In the Bible, in 3 John verse 2, we're told that God wants us to prosper and to be in health. So if God wants us to prosper and be in health, why is disease more rampant now than ever before? What's the problem? Well, we have laws known as natural laws, and when we neglect these laws in any way, the result is sickness, disease, and even death. So the last time I talked about why is there sickness and disease. No, the last time, I talked about why not drugs. And this time I'm going to talk about why not juicing. So question, what is a good juice for cleansing the body? Well, do you want to know what's best for cleansing the body? I don't recommend juicing, especially vegetable juice, because coarse vegetables are not to be taken into the system raw. Listen to what the Spirit of Prophecy says about the way we should cleanse our body. In 2nd Selected Messages 288, it says, Christ's remedies cleanse the system. Well, what are his remedies? His remedies are in Ministry of Healing 127, paragraph 2, it says, pure air, sunlight, abstemiousness, rest, exercise, proper diet, the use of water, trust in divine power. These are the true remedies. We are also told that water is the best liquid to cleanse the tissues in Counsels on Diet and Foods, page 421. We cannot improve on that which Christ has given us. We are counseled not to take our food in a liquid state as well. And here's the quote, CD 105 says, taken in a liquid state, your food would not give healthful vigor or tone to the system. But when you change this habit and eat more solids and less liquids, your stomach will feel disturbed. Notwithstanding this, you should not yield the point. You should educate your stomach to bear a more solid diet. You can have a person fill out a lifestyle assessment form if you're a medical missionary and you want to get information about the person and see what to do. Usually fasting a day or 2 is really good. I recommend putting people on a program called the 2-month program. Take frequent warm baths and whatever water treatments are recommended for the specific condition you're treating. Herbs can be included in the program that clean the blood. And like I said, we're told the best liquid for cleansing the body is water. And that's CD 421. And the only juice recommended by the prophet and in the Bible is fruit juice. And that is only for special occasions like weddings, stomach problems, hot weather, etc. Okay, well, how about carrot juice? Many people recommend juicing carrots. Well, let me ask you 2 questions. Are carrots a fruit or a veggie? Well, the answer is they're a vegetable. And can you find anywhere in the Bible or the Spirit of Prophecy where they drink vegetable juice? Remember, anything and everything we do, we want to find from the Bible and the Spirit of Prophecy, not man's wisdom. So is carrot a soft or coarse, hard vegetable? Coarse means hard. The answer is hard. Carrots are a coarse, hard vegetable. Now listen to this from the testimony of Jesus. In 3SM 83 paragraph 5, it says, all who believe that the Lord has spoken through Sister White and has given her a message will be safe from the many delusions that will come in these last days. Now, do you believe in Sister White? I know I do, but I'm just wanting you to think here if you do too. So we brought in many delusions in our health message because we don't follow the counsel given to us on health from the prophet, which is really from the Lord. Now remember, carrots are a course, which is a hard vegetable. And here's a quote from Education 204, paragraph 3. It says, in the study of hygiene, students should be taught the nutrient value of different foods. The effect of a concentrated and stimulating diet, also of foods deficient in the elements of nutrition, should be made plain. Tea and coffee, fine flour bread, pickles, coarse vegetables, candies, condiments, and pastries fail of supplying proper nutriment. Many a student has broken down as a result of using such foods. Okay, did you see where Sister White said we should know what foods are deficient in minerals, which are elements? And did you see how she listed condiments, tea, coffee, spices? Did you also see how she listed coarse vegetables? That's hard vegetables, crunchy vegetables. So let me tell you why coarse vegetables are listed as deficient in minerals. Because they have to be cooked in order for an enzyme to be broken down. Without cooking, iodine is stolen from the body, causing all types of problems, including hypothyroidism. Medical science is saying this even today. Other minerals are stolen as well. So when carrots are juiced, are they raw? Yes, they are. So the reason carrot juicing seems good is because although the raw juice is not good, when people juice, they are on a fast with like no oil, no sugar, no refined foods. And so they are going to see benefits, but it's not really from the raw carrots. It's from the fasting they're doing. So do you know what Sister White says is the best fast when we are sick? Well, here's a quote, CD 189, paragraph 3, and also C7T 134, paragraph 2. Intemperate eating is often the cause of sickness, and what nature most needs is to be relieved of the undue burden that has been placed upon her. In many cases of sickness, the very best remedy is for the patient to fast for a meal or two. A fruit diet for a few days has often brought great relief to brain workers. Many times a short period of entire abstinence from food, followed by simple, moderate eating, has led to recovery through nature's own recuperative effort. An abstemious diet for a month or two would convince many sufferers that the path of self-denial is the path to health. So she mentions 3 types of fasting there for disease. First, she says fast for a meal or two. And then she says eat fruit for a few days. And she says short periods of entire abstinence from food and fast for a meal or two, or if you could do a fruit fast for a couple days, or entirely no food at all for a couple days. So in the very last sentence of that quote, what type of diet did she say people would see health in 1 to 2 months? She said an abstemious diet. And now, did she mention anything about juicing vegetables? No. So this is the key, an abstemious diet. Most people want to juice, take herbs, but they don't want to do an abstemious diet, which will bring healing faster than anything else. Do you know what an abstemious diet is according to the prophet? We need to know what that is if it brings healing in 1 to 2 months, don't we? Would you like to see what the prophet says? Well, I'm going to read a quote and then ask you to think about what she says is included to be considered an abstemious diet. Here's the quote. I advise you to make your diet abstemious. Be sure that as a rational Christian sentinel, you guard the door of your stomach, allowing nothing to pass your lips that will be an enemy to your health and life. Eat much more sparingly and eat simple food, which does not require heavy seasoning. Your animal passions should be starved, not pampered. The simpler your diet, the better it will be for you. So now, what are the 4 things that makes a diet abstemious? Guard the door of our stomach, allowing nothing that would be an enemy of our health. Eat sparingly, eat simple food, and no heavy seasoning. So nothing harmful passing the lips, and that's like condiments, which is store-bought ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, salad dressings, anything with vinegar. No MSG, no hot peppers, spices, white products, additives, food colorings, etc. No baking soda, no baking powder, no refined sugar, no unhealthy salt like regular table salt. That's not healthy. You want Celtic or pink Himalayan or another salt called real salt. Now, number 2, eat more sparingly. Well, not eating more than 3 or 4 dishes at a time, or 2 to 3 kinds of food at one meal. So no piling food on our plates and going back for thirds and fourths, and we should fill our plate once and not have it piling high. We're to eat a simple food diet. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, and seeds. That's what we're to eat. And we want food that doesn't require lots of seasoning. Vegetables don't need a lot of salt, but vegetarian meats, they require a lot of seasoning, as do other things. Now, how many of us can say we really eat like that? I can say I do. I don't use those things anymore. I did years ago, but when I learned better, I quit. Beans are also good, and all fruit is good. Salads are good, but don't put fruit in your salad or fruit dressings on it. You can have a salad with some rice and beans or broccoli or carrots or some type of vegetable. When I have a salad, I'll put a little bit of rice and some beans in it and maybe some carrots or broccoli, and I make my own dressing from scratch, and boy, that's a meal all by itself. It's delicious. So now getting back to juicing, okay? So is juicing carrots food that's going to be in a liquid state? And the answer is yes. Carrot juice is in a liquid state when you juice it. And so we want to know what happens when we take our food in a liquid state. And I'm referring to vegetable juice, not fruit juice, because they did do fruit juice at weddings and for medicine, like Paul says, you know, to take some grape juice. Well, he calls it unfermented wine, which is basically grape juice for an upset stomach, but no more than like 6 ounces. And so here's the quote from Council on Diet and Foods, page 105. It says, "So much liquid taken into the stomach was not healthful, and that all who subsisted on such a diet placed a great tax upon the kidneys, and so much watery substance debilitated the stomach." So what happens to the body? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? She was referring to soup and coffee in the quote, but she says any liquid diet is bad. So what are the 2 medical conditions that result from taking food in a liquid state? Well, number 1, it debilitates the stomach, and it puts a tax on the kidneys and causes kidney problems. So that's a bad thing, right? So now guess which 3 foods she tells us to encourage others to eat more than any other food items. Here's the quote: "To eat largely of porridge would not ensure health to the digestive organs, for it is too much like liquid. Encourage the eating of fruit, vegetables, and bread." Council on Diet and Foods, page 314, paragraph 5. So the 3 foods she says we are to encourage others to eat instead of this liquid diet is fruit, vegetables, and bread. So bread is from grain, but specifically whole grain bread, not refined. We don't want white, unbleached flour in our bread, but we want different whole grains mixed together. In fact, the 3 grains that she suggests are the best for making bread is to have some rye, some oatmeal, and whole wheat grain. That's supposed to be, those 3 are the best combination. And so we are to do the air, water, sunshine, exercise, trust in God, rest to clean the system, along with good herbs and a Abstemious diet, and that's about it. No hard water should be inside or out, not for cooking, cleaning, bathing, washing hands, etc. That's Councils on Diet and Foods, page 419. So now, what was the recovery rate in Sister White's Day for Healing? What percent? And did they use vegetable juice to get that percentage? The answer is at the end of this quote that I'm going to read to you, and it's MM 223, paragraph 4. Here we go. "Nature will want some assistance to bring things to their proper condition, which may be found in the simplest remedies, especially in the use of nature's own furnished remedies. Pure air, and with a precious knowledge of how to breathe. Pure water with the knowledge of how to apply it, plenty of sunlight in every room in the house if possible, and with an intelligent knowledge of what advantages are to be gained by its use. All these are powerful in their efficiency, and the patient who has obtained a knowledge of how to eat and dress healthfully may live for comfort, peace, health, and will not be prevailed upon to put to his lips drugs which in the place of helping nature paralyzes her powers. If the sick and suffering will do only as well as they know in regard to living out the principles of health reform perseveringly, then they will, in 9 cases out of 10, recover from their ailments. 9 out of 10. Brothers and sisters, that's 90%. That is a huge percentage rate for those whose doctors say that they have no chance of living. Absolutely, it is. It is a huge percentage rate. So the list of things that we're told to do is simple remedies, pure air, a knowledge of how to breathe properly, pure water, soft water, how to apply water, which is hydrotherapy, water treatments, plenty of sunshine, how to eat healthily, and how to dress healthily. The typical 8 laws that most people teach do not include the dress message, and we have to include that for proper healing. So did Sister White say anything about juicing vegetables anywhere in that quote? No, she did not. We're to eat the food, not juice it, but we can have fruit juice on occasion, and lemon juice we can have every day. Now, if you want to cleanse or detoxify your body, here's what you do. Fast for a meal or two, for a day or two. You can go on the 2-month program. I have that program. Make an herbal formula. It's just a tea with 3 to 4 herbs that will cleanse your blood and your liver. Soak in warm water a couple times a week, so take a bath. Do charcoal poultice over your liver to detoxify it. Eat strictly. That's the Abstemious diet. And get in the sunshine, walk, dress right. Ladies especially, we mostly don't know how to dress. We have to wear leggings under our skirts, long sleeves, no low-cut tops, no high heels, warm in the winter, and thin natural clothing in the summer, and it should be 100% cotton. I can find 100% cotton in everything but leggings. The best I could do with them was 95%, but that's still very good. And then we have to rest, trust in God, and drink our water. Also, deep breathing exercises, that's a great thing to do. And the 2-month program explains how and when to do that. Now, are these my words I gave you or Jesus' words given to the prophet? They were Jesus' words, not mine. I didn't make this up. So some think we're crazy for not supporting juicing, but I want to tell you one last quote on how we all should be speaking the same things. It's straight from the Spirit of Prophecy. And if anyone tries to teach you health, be sure they back it up with Spirit of Prophecy or the Bible from several quotes, not just one. Now, according to this quote, God's people are to speak the same things when teaching His truth. Honest souls will see the straight chain of present truth. They will see its harmonious connections, link after link, uniting into a great whole, and will lay hold upon it. The present truth, which includes the health message, 6T 327, paragraph 1, is not difficult to be understood, and the people whom God is leading will be united upon this broad, firm platform. He will not use individuals of different faith, opinions, and views to scatter and divide. Heaven and holy angels are working to unite and to bring into the unity of the faith into the one body. Jesus designed that the faith of His people should be one. If one goes forth preaching one thing and another differing with him preaches something else, how can those who believe through their word be one? There will be difference of sentiments. So there's the quote that shows us that we have to be one. We all have to be on the same page. And that quote is from 1T 326, paragraph 2. So are God's people to speak different things or the same things when teaching health? The same, right? And should one say it's okay to juice vegetables and another say no? No, because that's not being unified then, is it? We're not one. And how do we know what is right and what is wrong? Well, the answer is we know by reading the Bible and the Spirit of Prophecy. That is the truth. You don't listen to any health guru or anybody from any other faith because they don't have the health message. We do. Now, many are going directly contrary to the light which God has given to His people, we're told in 4T 391. And she says, because they do not read the books which contain the light and knowledge and cautions, reproofs, and warnings. So that's the reason that there's so many people preaching different things out there of our own faith, because they don't read our books. The only way we know what's right and what's wrong is to read our books and go by the Bible. In Isaiah 8:20, it says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, is because there is no light in them. Also see Evangelism 259, paragraph 2, and 3 SM 32, paragraph 2 through 3. So where did the eating and juicing of all these raw vegetables come from anyway? Well, we're told in the Pioneer section of the CD-ROM in June 21, 1894, E.J. Wagner says a Scotsman is launching a new form of vegetarianism in Paris. Its members eat and drink nothing but uncooked vegetable foods and natural liquids. And that was in 1894. So what have we been counseled about getting new light from the world? Well, the answer is the Early Writings 124, paragraph 2, the different parties of the professed Advent believers, referring to Sunday keepers who are waiting for the second coming, each have a little truth, but God has given all these truths to his children who are being prepared for the day of God. If God has any new light to communicate, he will let his chosen and beloved understand it without their going to have their minds enlightened by hearing those who are in darkness and error. So we don't want to go hear other people because they're in darkness and in error. So it was a Scotsman in Paris who came up with this raw vegetable juicing. He was not a man of faith, and it's not known if he was even a professor of Jesus. So since we're told that Sunday keeping Adventists are in darkness and don't have all the light, Jesus does have some of his people here, but we're referring to the churches, and that we need not go to anyone in darkness. That if God has any new light, he will reveal it to us without having to go to those in darkness. So why then are SDAs adopting this into their healing program? See Acts 10:6, 15:7, and 11:14. We cannot improve on Christ's method, for he is the medical missionary of all medical missionaries. The Lord has marked out a way in which his people are to carry forward a work of physical healing, MM 14, paragraph 4. The methods of treating the sick were plainly revealed to me, we're told in 20 MR 373, paragraph 2. And then 2T 605, paragraph 1 says, I took the precious Bible and surrounded it with several testimonies for the church, given for the people of God. The counsel that they desire can be found here. God has been pleased to give you line upon line and precept upon precept. That's 2T 605, paragraph 1. Everything God's people need for the treatment of the sick has been given to us in our books. We need not go to anyone else. All we need to do is read our own books, the Spirit of Prophecy. Now I'm going to give you a list of most of our Spirit of Prophecy health books. The very first book ever written was How to Live. Then there's Ministry of Healing, Christian Temperance and Bible Hygiene, A Call to Medical Evangelism and Health Education, Medical Ministry, Counsels on Diet and Foods, Counsels on Health, which is the one I'm reading right now for my devotions, Healthful Living, Temperance, Selected Messages, Volume 2, pages 276 to 308 and 410 to 479. That second selected messages, yeah, I said that. Loma Linda message, LLM, Mind, Character, and Personality, Volume 1 and 2. Testimonies on Sexual Behavior, Adultery, and Divorce, Health Reform Articles, Paulson Collection, and the Crest Collection. Now take time to read these books each day, at least for 15 minutes. And that's what I do. I get up in the morning and I pray for about 15 minutes, and then I read the Bible for about 25 minutes, and then I read the Spirit of Prophecy for the rest of my hour. So when you finish one of your health books, go on into the next one until you've read them all, and then read them again and again. I've read them many, many times. And this is what we're counseled to do. So what about those who've been benefited by vegetable juicing? You hear that. I hear it all the time. Well, I did vegetable juicing and I was healed and I felt better and I. Well, that's true. Many have been benefited, and that's because they were on a fast, like I said earlier, where they had no flesh food, no animal products, no refined items, no junk food, no fried food, no garbage, period. So they got healed. But They did not know any better, number one. And number two, the drawbacks of this outweigh the benefits. See LLM 18, paragraph 5 through 19, and CD 105, paragraph 1. So anyway, that's my time for today. I hope that what you've learned on here will be a blessing to you and your family. And until we meet again, may the good Lord bless and keep you. And remember, God loves you and he wants you to be in health. So eat that which is good. God bless.